Okay, so we are up to session 113. It is Phase 3, Season 2, Episode 5. And the characters have ended last session on a cliffhanger and started this session without the player involved in the cliffhanger.
Correct.
So, at the table today we have Izzy.
Hello, I'm playing Fairy, or Israel, depending on if you can start pronouncing her full name.
What's her full name again?
Yep, we'll get there in a minute. Israel Klidrgath Midrgan.
Alright, I'm going to need you to spell that later.
Yeah, we're good. You don't need to know it. I don't need to be summoned at some point. But I am a fairy dragon who moonlights as a number of other different creatures and collecting favours. See how everything goes.
Is the word moonlight meant as a hint for at least players?
No.
Yes, if the fairy dragon bites you, well, you're that's another favour owed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, to be fair, the law in her family is that's their duty in the summer court is to
Bite the other people.
Well, bite. Their fairy dragon's bite is one of the things that can break a curse, so they will help perform that service where required as part of the contract. It's fun.
But this I have no rational reason why, but for some reason I'm like, Calcrix would almost just to test it out would just be like, can you just bite me just a little one, just to check? What
Sure.
session did you say it was?
It is session 113 or Phase 3, Season 2, Episode 5.
I got in on the end of the sentence, but not on the start.
Okay, next at the table we have is Gary.
Hi everyone, I'm Gary. I'm playing Anton, a Trelladaren warlock, who doesn't shake Jones or do anything creative like that.
And we found out last session is the nemesis of Drezel.
Nemesis of Drezel,
That's right.
Like, that's just some weird event in some time stream that is not relevant to this time stream. That's what I forgot.
I was going to say the nemesis of Drezel. Does that mean because I'm Drezel's sibling that is it like a family thing for dragon culture to be dual?
That's completely up to you.
No, don't know that'll happen. Yeah, no, that's.
I've got absolutely nothing against Drezel.
At some point in the future, they're destined to have a throwdown against each other.
It's still one of the
I don't know that actually that's one that's going to favour me. Somebody who can manipulate time has a significant advantage.
Yes, but someone who embraces the Dark Knight has a significant advantage too.
No embracing, no Dark Knights here. There's a Dark Knight lurking in the shadows, I accept that. But
This is
it's
where
not
Calcrix
being
helps.
embraced.
Can I borrow your little camera? You don't need to change it to point it out. I just want to.
This one, if I do, I may break it.
Which one?
That one, if I do that one, it will break.
Because I just wanted to do my introduction, which usually.
Okay,
goes-
so then we have.
Can you see that?
Sorry. It's not easy to
Yep,
manipulate these
sorry.
cameras.
You got it?
And it's going to bring you up on the big screen.
Alright, so this is Calcrix, the white dragon with the jazz wings. And a new bestie, or representation of a new bestie. Fairy.
Yay.
rainbow wings.
Rainbow Wings are great.
Yep.
Love it.
So yep, your camera can go back. She is mostly white, as you can see from her software representative. She has some black scales and some blue scales. Don't pay too much attention to those. They have absolutely zero to do with Bahamut. He's not.
The Platinum Dragon is known as.
Yeah, the Platinum Dragon, but he's not extinct as such. Is he banished or?
He's one of the dead gods.
Okay, so the dead god would be how you would refer to him. And nor do the black ones have anything to do with the Queen of Darkness. Or, you know, the undead and the other people that has to do with. Although you might be a bit more concerned by her companion Eep, who definitely looks like a Fey Dark creature, who might be something the Queen of Darkness
Not
would...
all of us have been able to see that.
And
Some
they-
people have seen that.
And they have learnt that when Eep takes on the form of another creature, he's generally sucking the life out of them in that form.
Yeah.
So,
So-
the rest of us have seen that, have we? I thought it was only people.
Okay,
that-
so-
some people.
I-
have
That
seen
was
So
a
to-
big Tuesday night heard that one.
Oh, okay.
So because a few people have said that they haven't heard this story, even though I was fairly sure I'd done it in the Friday group. I might have done it when they weren't around. So some will say in terms of Eep, there's rumours that when the white dragon fell on the battlefield in front of the master, that a great big black plant-like creature of huge size appeared and lifted and carried the dragon off the field. And to all that tried to stand in her way, undead or soldiers who were fighting against them, she would shout death to the infidels if they were in her way, and the undead would part. They did not try to stop her from taking the white dragon off the field.
So this is a story we've all heard. Is it?
This is a story, particularly amongst the dwarven soldiers who were on the battlefield and closest to Calcrix, but you would have heard them. Everyone would have heard about it, because the thing that's come away from
This
it is
happened when we were on the lake, did it?
On the southern side of the
the very
shore.
first
Well, we were
time
on the
we-
lake.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
very first time we fought the master,
Oh,
because
okay. We went.
after it, she came away with scars on one of her wings. She's got a network of scars there, and they're gold. And Calcrix is it's a bit like the black scars and the blue scars. They're not important. The fact that these are gold healed scars, nothing what's to do with the fact that Bahamut is also often appears in gold, considers gold his representative colour, has gold canaries, 7 of them I think, appear around him.
Who sometimes turn into gold dragons.
Gold, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, gold has no connection to the gold on her scars, has no connection to Bahamut, the dead god,
Not at all.
for whose shield she bears on her chest as a chest plate. She was like, nothing to see here, move along.
And so when they were struggling to steer a boat travelling into the Shadowlands on Tuesday, they were commenting on how could this plant-like creature be strong enough to control the boat, and that's where the GM reminded them this tiny little plant creature carried a dragon off a field of battle.
Okay.
So it just stands on the rudder, and the rudder doesn't move.
So Eep is definitely Fey Dark, definitely friends with everyone right now, but
Yeah.
probably you don't want to disrespect her.
I'm not disrespecting.
That-
I'm
that
not meaning that
said-
at all. I'm just curious.
Not that Jeremy ever cross-watches games, but if he ever would, you'll hear me giving scant credit and respect to him, because Drachnima is the only one who will literally grit his teeth closed while Eep bashes a cookie into his face to try and get him to eat it.
Basically crushed a cookie by hitting him in the nose with it.
Booping, apparently. Giving him cookie boops. As only Eep can. So the crumbs are falling everywhere, and I'm like, that's pretty brave. Most people would just eat the damn cookie. But Drachnima's like, no. I don't even care if it's gonna protect myself from Exantiotl, who is my god's rival and nemesis. So yeah. I don't know if that's credit to him or stupids to him.
It can be both.
But I'm gonna go with credit and respect.
I believe he's trying not to taint his character with too many more interfering gods, considering now he's being made a half dragon.
Oh, okay.
In all fairness,
But with him, he's technically a were-dragon because he can change from humanoid to dragon to in between.
it's true to his character. It is very true to his character. So we're up to
That brings us to Josh.
Hello, I'm Josh, aka Cheval the Paladin.
I'm almost mentally calculating
missed
how
an
many
A.
A's
Yeah.
are in there.
Yeah, one of those vowels is a bit short, I thought.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough, I almost ran out of breath with that one.
It is the number of A's equal to our current level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12.
I'm sure we can get him to overextend sometime soon.
We'll get there. We'll work on it.
Definitely. There'll be one thing where he's here. Then.
And I'm sure soon he'll get a response back from his god when he left a message on his last major prayer.
Yes.
The message will be.
So yeah, I play Cheval, Fight Child the Paladin, worshipping Tupac. Morals will be checked later.
Worshipping the leader of the genocide.
Yes. Morals
Leader
will
of the
be,
genocide, okay.
morals will be checked later.
And the entire parties are on the hit list for the genocide.
Yeah.
Okay. How did we get on the hit list for genocide?
You grew up near Galantry.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're alive.
It's death by association. Isn't it always nice to be killed for someone else's beliefs?
Yeah.
Okay. Is anyone not on the hit list?
Yes, the Alphatians.
Okay. I wrote them down as they're one of their bad guys.
That's why they're listed as the bad guys.
Yeah, well, I wrote them down as the bad guys a while ago.
Okay, and joining us in the middle of the intro is M.
Hello. I play Cheval. You have a local cleric.
Failed Ranger.
Did you say Chauvel instead of
Yeah,
Zal?
I'm pretty.
Yeah,
I'm
you
Cheval.
Wow.
So, we just had a doppelganger join the party in the middle of the introduction.
Oh god, he's gonna
Fortunately,
make
they
us
failed
stick
the
to
disguise
that.
check. So.
So would you like to start that again?
Yeah, sure. Hi,
It
I'm
just
Zal.
pulls up.
You're a local cleric.
Failed Ranger.
And that was why I was a bit surprised because you said Chauvel and then we had Power Ranger yelled out.
I totally did that deliberately.
That would actually be clever.
Couldn't you claim to be a ranger, cleric, wizard?
We've discussed this.
Yes, but Zal's god had forbidden Ranger from their classes and taken it out of their character.
Okay.
That was the price for coming back to life.
Claiming it would actually be an offence to her god.
Yes.
I'll put that back in the kitchen. Thanks.
Though in the slight defiant streak that has persisted throughout my life, I still dress somewhat like a ranger. I still have.
You could say former ranger.
Well, Zal had all the clothing and gear and stats of a ranger, but not able to use any of the ranger abilities.
Go me.
Which it could have been worse. It could have kept the ranger class, but been denied access to its abilities.
Yeah, I suppose that would be worse. But I'm just sort of saying, as a way of acknowledging it without the failed ranger element. Cool. Yeah. Former ranger now.
Yes, from the half brother or the cousin, depending on which family line you're talking about.
Yeah, that's where it gets a big convoluted.
So yes, we do have some other characters unable to make it tonight. I'm sure they will catch up at a later time. Does anyone want to do the recap of the shenanigans that happened last session?
I feel like Zal should be providing their perspective, as it's probably the most
Yeah, I was
poignant.
going to say, Zal's probably the best one, plus my hands went numb about 4 lines in, so I don't have notes.
I have generalized.
There's a lot of falling. It was very cartoonish.
And I'm free.
That's the one.
Free falling.
And there's a big pyramid involved. Too, remember?
Running leaping jumps off of tall power. and getting my cardinal directions right. And then going through a underground maze, which also I got my cardinal directions correct. And I am now hoping that my last leap of faith is not deadly.
Didn't we all leap with you, which is why we left
tried-
on...
we all
We
tried
tried
to.
and couldn't, that's right.
We all tried to.
Oh no! At the end, you did leap with Sal into the last leap of faith.
Oh, okay. Did we? Alright.
It was only on the top that we couldn't. Inside,
It was
we
only
could do it with a
okay.
wall.
And we haven't spotted yet?
Well, we're about to find.
To be continued? Question mark?
So, picking up this session, you're finding yourself in Norvik.
I had a quick
Norvik? What?
I had a quick question just before we started. It's not quite game related. I keep forgetting to write out Battle Mind for myself here, and I was wondering if you had. It refers to DM 41 for where I find the spell. Is that one of the ones here?
See in the second shelf from the top, the one that
Deep
has
magic?
deep magic on the side.
Is there something on top?
Yes,
of that?
there is.
Okay.
It's a card.
Oh, I see what kind of card it is. Alright, cool. Thank you. Alright, all good.
Okay, so yes, you're in Norvik. You're standing in a square.
So I think this means we failed the trial.
It does sound like that we've been dragged back.
I'm guessing we probably all shouldn't have been falling with Zal, given
Yep.
that we didn't pass the first part of it.
And you'll get to ask your question later on.
Oh, okay.
The magic 8 ball says try again later.
Yeah, that sounds like
But
what it
sounds
is.
that means I passed.
You believe you passed.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Good question.
Magic 8 ball, did I pass?
You don't
Ask
need
again later.
Dice of Shame.
I'm sure the cat can try to make it better.
Maybe. I'm just making a little
So
bit
Yes.
we're now in the situation
Where to
of
next?
fire.
Yay!
Fire, yeah.
Fire.
Yeah. Very hard to do water at the moment because you no longer have those
Cult of
characters
the
available.
eternal flame.
We can't do water without your dream.
Or Smear was the other one.
Yep.
I mean,
Technically I can do water.
I have water as well. I think.
Yeah, you could do water.
Yes, but neither of you are members of the
The
cult.
That is
cult.
accurate.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yep. So fire. We are going down the fire trail.
Seems like.
I was going to say, did you want to finish off the tea and I'll put that away?
Yeah. I just got a bit more demand. Got a bit of demand.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fair enough.
Okay, so it's you had learnt it was known as the Temple of the Eternal Flame.
That's the one.
I feel like singing that song, the
Bengals, Eternal
Bengals,
Flame.
there you go.
I'm sure Josh can help with that.
I probably could.
Mm.
We don't do
You
much.
you do tell us you're a good singer. We haven't had a
I was
demonstration
going to say, it's a funny
recently.
way to phrase that, isn't it?
Well, it's
To be
deleted to the
honest, I was
second
Mr.
sentence,
Singing
which was
Fire, so.
Well,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
in comparison, on the alternate Friday, he's a good swinger.
No?
Yeah.
there's so many ways.
He just loves everyone. Slight plug for your Harry Potter in the other game.
Harry
Yes.
Potter. Harry Potter. I
Harry
don't want to
Potter.
breach any license here.
As I said, Harry Potter.
Oh, did you? I thought you said Harry Potter.
The biggest swinger that is not evil.
Are you sure?
No, I'm pretty sure of it.
You do have a high child kill count.
This is a story I haven't heard.
That was incidental.
Okay.
Was it though? Was it?
Hey, it was better than Doodars.
And there's the Pathfinders you suffocated.
That's right.
What?
Something tells me that Parry is not against doing some questionable things.
You encased the guy in ice.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that one. Yeah, that's the one. So Martin said plural pathfinders. Like, what? I killed multiple?
You don't actually know if you've killed multiple, but you know you've at least killed one. But I did leave the
Yes.
S on there for a reason.
Yes.
You generally act before you think.
Listen. Paladins are lawful stupid. Parry's neutral stupid.
Are you sure it's not chaos?
Chaos
Pretty sure it's
stupid.
chaos stupid.
Chaos stupid. I agree.
I like neutral stupid for some reason.
No, I believe chaotic stupid fits the thing.
I know it's more fitting. I just like the sound of neutral stupid.
I'm neutral stupid. I'm middle of the road stupid.
You'll find a lot of druids fall along that path.
For a wizard that's got like an intellect of 20. I am neutral stupid.
Just because your wisdom is a dump stat and you're not really sure of the impact of some of your actions.
The best thing is strength is a dumb stat, but yet somehow I'm the boss wizard knows man.
You did break someone's neck with your bare
I did.
hands.
Was this mentioned just a few seconds ago, or do you somehow know this?
I'm in the game. I was there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Not
this is-
talking about
on
Chauvel.
Friday. So
Oh,
let's
okay,
not
yeah.
confuse our head.
Yeah, it's the same.
So back
back
It's all
to
going.
back to game. You're now playing the paladin who hasn't killed anyone
Recently.
brutally recently.
Yes.
But has killed people brutally.
Yes.
Just pointing that out.
Yes. Very good.
There's been quite a few times that the party has regretted their actions afterwards.
Sometimes I think Zal deserves it.
Well, that's because Zal is a necromancer and you were tasked with killing necromancers.
Exactly.
Which is why you killed both of Zal's parents, who were actually related to you.
Oh, I know.
It's interesting having characters' backstories interweave without the players knowing about it until they make the connection in game.
Yeah, we actually found out recently that I was related to Chanel.
Yep.
Like within my last 50 game session.
And then you rolled back time and didn't actually officially have that introduction noting that you were actually related. So as characters, you remember the time loop, but you were never actually given the introduction.
Oh, that's right.
Just to confuse you further.
For those of us who struggle with memory, we were back in Norvik,
Yeah, back in Norvik.
and then something happened.
Back in Norvik, and you're talking about what to do next.
Right.
Because you have two temples to try to either make your way through or challenge for leadership.
And as Yodri is currently standing in place and not moving,
As Yodru's not currently with you.
yeah, we're heading off to the. I'm sure I heard Eternal Fire.
Temple of Eternal Flame.
Right. Okay.
Which is
Eternal
where the
Flame.
jokes of Bengals came into it.
Right, and then we got distracted again. I'm going to try to shut up for 5 minutes so we can progress beyond standing at this point and actually get started.
Okay, you do find out it is the 12th of the 4th month. So time has increased since you've been doing
Because
stuff.
we're on a time frame,
Okay.
a timeline.
You have only so long to be able to do stuff before you have to return to face the master again.
So you said 12th of the 4th, and it was Eternal Flame.
And now it's completely thrown into Chauvel's hands of what to do. As I go hunt for a little more food.
I can track something down for you. What did you like? Oh, okay.
So we've gone to the.
We're in Norvik, so we could go to the. So last session before you started, we got 2 scrolls. After Chocobo killed off all 3 messengers with the scrolls for each of the air,
That's right,
fire, and water temples. There was a scroll addressed to Yodri specifically, and a scroll addressed to the Infernal one, or the Infernal Flame Holder, or
That's
something like
right.
that,
Yep.
which would have been you. So you do have a scroll. some scrolls have said do not open this until, so you may want to look and see if your scroll tells you when you can look at it, to determine if you want to open it now or go to the cult temple to open it. I think I remembered it.
Yeah,
Yep, absolutely right.
That's right on. I'm forgotten all, but you're right. Yeah.
There's times where it works and it works
It was fairly accurate.
and times where it just...
Yeah, we had all the problems what we do with the body being cut up and
Yeah.
Well, the X-Beak is probably the murder hobo want-to-be of the party.
Yeah.
Very
Probably
practical Fairy and Chocobo were quite willing to eat the evidence.
I didn't need to eat it. No one wanted to pay. No one wanted to engage with the fairy. Not my fault, but I could have resolved that issue very quickly.
I promise you at some point in the game, Calcrix is going to ask you for a lolly, but not going to fulfill any of the obligations and things so that you can play a prank on her. Or she's going to say, I want to play it on me because I'm bored. And I'm a dragon. Alright, let's go.
Transform and roll out.
Meaning I can go Archangel mode if you like, but...
Please don't.
You all turn into little bunny rabbits and start rolling along the road. And then you realise that all those people who owed Fairy a favour just happened to get caught in Fairy's imagination. They did turn into bunny rabbits and roll down the road.
What happens now? How many of us are rabbits?
And do we have wheels?
And then Fairy realises that's just Fairy daydreaming again.
Nope. There we go.
But Fairy realises it is an option.
Can I have a look at the fire scroll?
Yes, it has the name that I said last session that I could never remember on there.
I think it was Infernal Flame.
Yeah, it was
Or it could be Eternal Flame because of the cult.
It was all about
the Infernal One.
it was the one who had pretty much burnt a huge area of the Sacred Moon Monastery.
I remember that. Yeah.
I'll summarise it this way, Josh. As soon as everyone heard the name, we all went Chauvel.
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah, there was no question.
Looking at the scroll, there's quite a lot of blood on it. There may have been writing under the blood, but hard to tell.
Hard to tell. Love it. Thanks.
Have a close look, you might be able to work it out.
Yeah. An investigation roll might help.
Sure, investigate away, Chauvel.
Investigate away.
Oh
God.
What is it that removes blood? Is
Prestidigitation.
Possibly.
or
But it might remove the writing
I
as
think
well.
I can't remember what the chemical is.
I was just thinking
Oh,
about
peroxide. Yeah.
That might
As
equal
you
out.
hear Chauvel go, oh god, Chauvel starts to have a hymn of angels start coming into her ear.
Yay.
do we get beset by angels as well?
I was going to say, is it the holy answering machine, or have you been deigned with an audience?
Basically, if you damn or call out "Oh God" or "God damn,"
So it's only
you
it's
can
only
end
Chauvel.
up.
It's only Chauvel, that's fine.
And Chauvel hears that Chauvel has progressed in the queue, and if you wish a callback, you can leave her, and then it sort of trails off after that point there, and you're back with the others.
Cool. I'll still remain on hold then.
Yep.
I mean, we can go to the Temple of the Eternal Flame, I guess, and see what Wes Chauvel needs to do for the fire scroll.
How far is it?
Nothing's too far. We usually, if we can get to a city, we can get to one of Red
No,
Dragon's.
flying is what I'm getting at. We're flying.
It's in the northern reaches, so it's not accessible via Redrian's inns,
Hmm.
Oh, okay,
because
so
Norvik is where the inn is.
out of the city.
Ah.
It wouldn't be in the city.
Okay.
It's in the countryside somewhere where creating a mile-wide burning pillar of flame
Yeah.
isn't going to kill too many people.
Oh, okay.
But Chauvel did manage to burn out the valley from memory.
Mm-hmm.
The rebels set a lot of things on fire.
But it's nice to be the bright spark of the group.
So we're setting out to go to the temple.
Seems like. Let's do it.
What is the fastest way to the temple? And is there any rules against flying there?
Chevelle hasn't opened the scroll yet, so if there are any rules against it, well, the scroll hasn't been opened. You learnt that the other time you did it, about what could go wrong if you broke the conditions.
Yep, we really need to know the conditions of this scroll before we continue. And it needs to be Chevelle who's doing it.
Well, we decide.
So that's something I want to... Oh, sorry.
The scroll's covered in blood,
Mm-hmm.
so I can't make out any kind of scribing that says...
Did you make an investigation roll?
I got sidetracked by...
Rabbits.
No,
So in
but-
that
I got sidetracked by the answering machine, that's what it was.
That's right, yeah.
I got sidetracked by the voice saying, you are progressing the queue.
So do you need someone to roll for you, or do you have dice there?
The GM's more than happy to roll the dice of shame
No,
for you.
no. We,
Or even yet, the D20 of killing people.
There are 3 willing party mates that are more than happy to roll for...
Investigation is with him?
I think so.
Investigation is normally associated with intelligence because it's normally based on what you can interpret from what you see. Wisdom is generally associated with perception because it's based on your intuition and your knowledge of stuff. But you can associate your intuition instead of your knowledge of how things work, if you wish to insert your wisdom instead. But it generally changes what you learn based on which skill, which attribute you use.
Well, okay. So I'm just trying to see if there's any kind of scribing about any kind of conditions about opening the scroll based on Zal's experience.
And Yodri's as well, because Yodri's doesn't say he can't open it. It's just addressed directly to him.
Mm-hmm. Yodri's has no blood on it, but it just has Yodri's name.
Guess I'll make intelligence.
Okay.
I got an 18.
Okay. Looking at it, you believe because of who made it, fire is always the answer.
Fire is always the answer.
Light it up.
This is going to be hilariously good or bad. No
Well,
in between here.
To be honest, if fire is always the answer, I will cast. Goodness me. I will cast. I swear I had it. Where is it gone?
By Gorm, you've got it?
Yeah. I had produced flame. I've lost it. Where is it gone? It wasn't my thing.
You do have 2 dragons who can assist.
No, because I got produced from flame.
That brings me to the question. Because even as far as I understood the trials, the consequences of what happens to everyone participating, but it doesn't necessarily have to be only the person taking the trial taking action. They can delegate. So if for some reason Chevelle can't produce flame, she can say, please light this up to one of the dragons. And that shouldn't be technically failing the direction of the thing.
Really determined by how lawful or chaotic the group is.
Okay, alright.
Wait.
Whereas the Black Earth were lawful stupid to the extreme.
Right, so that's
Alright.
why we were penalised heavily for diverting from it, whereas air and particularly fire that's more chaotic.
This might be a really bad idea, but is there a seal on it? There's a seal.
Yes, there is a seal.
Cool. I'm going to cut open / attack the seal with my timber strike.
Okay, can we all just...
Calcrix takes a Calcrix-sized step backwards.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm going to ask initiative on that one.
Yep, that's
Is that for just for Cheval or for all of us?
No, for the party. So we want to see exactly who gets the interesting.
Which skill do we use? Acrobatics or insight?
I get like very low because.
Well, I am going to limit it to perception because no one was really doing anything but watching.
passive perception or...
I'll go with an actual
so
perception
you're,
roll.
You're going
Okay.
by a perception roll.
Regular
we roll
perception
shit.
roll.
Because you may have luck with you, or you may have luck penalise you.
That's reasonable. Alright.
So, what did you get, Josh?
I got 22.
I don't know where my sheet ended
What
up.
did Zal get?
That's it there.
18.
I'm really hating that. No.
So, a little too late for Zal. What did Anton get?
15.
Also a little too late for Anton. What did Freyri get?
22.
Okay, so DM's going to say you got the same, so it's going to happen on the same time. So he's like, what did Calcrix get?
I don't know what my addition is, but I know I failed. Oh, there it is, because I only got a 4 on the dice.
I believe you have a +8 or +10.
So if 15 fails, then even with a +10, I'm still a 14.
Okay, so Chevelle gets to make a 8d6 roll
8d6.
as a big ball of fire just expands out from Chevelle.
Okay. Are the rest of us rolling saving throws? Is that
I'm not gonna kill all of us.
Everyone does get to make a saving throw, but it's a Constitution-based saving throw.
Oh, goody! Because Dex is just not my thing.
Alright, 8d6.
That's
Is it energy?
It is fire.
okay. 2.
Well, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
It's not too bad, but it's not too pack.
Oh, okay. It's not a great roll, but it should be good enough.
To be honest, this could have been a lot worse.
So a basic save is just +6 to the die roll.
What's your con?
My con is +6.
Then it would be +6. If you don't have any bonuses to it, then it's just
That's what I was
+6.
clarifying because it says basic save +6, so I presume it's just +6.
Because it's not something you are specialised
Yeah, so that's just a 16.
in. And so, what is Chevelle's spellcasting DC?
Spell casting DC. Oh god.
Okay, so he hears more hymns as he's going.
I made a mistake.
I think
My initiative's 29. I forgot about the +5.
Unfortunately, we passed that point.
We did.
so. There's that.
Yep,
do you
we
mean?
did.
So the fire
the-
is being
the-
praised by heavenly chorus.
We've gone
is
into
that what-
saving throw
Yeah,
after.
I totally missed the boat.
Okay, so
For
you
future
need
reference.
it at,
Yeah, at the time.
if he re- if
If-
you remember it, you have to remember it at the time you're rolling an initiative, not by the end.
Everyone's looking for a spell DC of 17.
Okay, so did anyone beat equal or beat 17?
Well, I think I got a
Yes,
16,
I passed.
so I didn't.
But it
Okay.
depends which
So the
spell you
dragon
say.
didn't take a big enough
I
step
rolled a
backward.
2.
It's a
Must
it's
have a
a
little
Constitution saving throw.
What did you get?
So I rolled a 2, so my cons... Oh, we roll for Constitution.
Oh wow, my god.
You're doing
Oh no, I rolled a 2. What am I doing? No. I rolled... so my con save was 7. It's
Right,
just that
okay.
I'm acting on the same initiative.
So the
if
two
I get any
dragons
extra.
weren't able to get out.
So
of
how
it.
much did you roll for damage there, Josh?
It is a 22 out of a possible 48.
Question.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
glad you rolled crap.
Yeah,
Yep,
me
I'm
too.
glad I rolled just below average.
I was gonna say, I don't suppose Eat gets me out of the way in time.
Eep does not.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone feels the burn, and
Does Cheval need to do the con roll?
I never said that.
Oh, no, yeah. Okay.
And next thing you know, you're standing before the Sacred Moon Hall in a burnt area.
Okay.
Oh.
So it's a sacred moon hall.
And quite a few of you are looking very steamed, and a few of you who failed the saving throw actually have active flames on you.
What about our various animals and followers and familiars?
They were there with you at the time for most of you, except those of you who have familiars. They used you as a shield.
Okay. Because Prosh would have been incinerated.
What was that, Em?
Yeah, we have a question, Aaron.
Yeah, my question was, did we take any damage, or because I made a save, I'm just like slightly singed?
If you failed the saving throw, you have taken 22 fire damage. If you made the saving throw, you have taken 11 fire damage.
So we took 22 fire damage. Cow Creek smacks Chauvel up the back of the head, lightly because she's a dragon, but she does.
But hey, it does shoot the fire cult that you have a spectacular way to reach it.
And she says, next time, warn us.
Cheval responds with, "Hey guys, I'm opening the scroll," and gives Calcrix a good thumbs up.
He is so close to getting another smack, but
Yeah.
but you're charming enough that she's just like, oh.
Listen, I've been in the smart ass mood all day today. As much as work was shit, so I'm going to continue to be lawful stupid.
Okay, we'll step back a bit. Just in case.
We're in so much trouble. You're supposed to be chaotic, lawful or something like that.
No, I meant to be. I think lawful neutral. I think no, it's
Lawful, neutral, or chaotic. Good and evil is in your actions.
There's a part of me as a player that's like, we weren't the stupid people we had to deal with today. Don't take it out on us.
Listen, I've been in this mood all day. Like
No,
all my
that's
work
okay.
colleagues got me, so
That's okay. You're fine.
everyone can have this Saturday.
You're fine.
And there's a chant for Chauvel going around the hills. They seem to have nicknamed you Mistress of the Burn.
Mistress of the Burn. That's the name I can get behind.
Yeah, well, I probably got some antibiotics first.
Yeah, anybody can clear up a lot of those things. As a lot of the followers here still show scorch marks from the last time Chauvel was here.
Oh, that's right. I do remember that. That was fun. Because I forgot what my. Oh, that's right. Yes, because the last time was the exact same thing. I had to light a Tinder man on fire,
That's correct.
and then again I smacked it with the Tinder strike, and then massive fire happened. Because I forgot what the name was. But now I know the name because it yelled at me. I'm basically being a 3-year-old.
Okay, so
Elements.
Absorb elements.
you're looking at trying to protect yourself from.
I don't have any of those useful spells, no.
Yeah, I'll
I'm
be
just
looking
suggesting for people who might have them.
Eep is holding up a charred cookie.
Shard cookie.
Looking at Chauvel with the charred cookie, and you sort of see the eyes narrow quite a lot.
I'm not getting in the
It's
way.
overcooked. The cookie is overcooked.
They aren't normally. I might, considering that Chauvel's players warned us that he's in a lawful stupid mood for playing Chauvel, I might cast a protection type spell sort of thing on myself.
Let's just go
I'm just figuring out what that is.
While you're doing that, the other people see the cookie in Eep's hand start to burn with a blue flame as Eep's eyes turn a fiery, evilly blue.
So is it my turn in the initiative order now?
Sure.
Because I'm backing right away.
Well, Eep's not looking in your
I
direction.
know, that's why I'm backing away. I don't want to get caught between. I will shift forms because being the small fairy dragon is not feeling like the best choice right now. Which one of you has immunity to fire?
No. I might cast false life because we're going to take a lot of damage in this seems.
Is everyone that scared?
No, I'm
No, not scared.
Not
Not
scared.
interested in being the target of.
Just getting prepared for the inevitable explosions, that's all.
Yeah.
Correct.
I'm going to follow Anton's example and cast Wolf Life as well, but I'm going to cast it up
As a bonus action, I will shift.
False life.
There is now a short,
Just gives you temporary
dumpy
points.
looking
Yeah.
humanoid with red hair sitting there, standing there in Fairy's place.
I don't have protection spells.
I will then
so
cast
that's all I got.
Cure on myself.
I know what I'm preparing for in case more spells come my way. And I'll just remind the group I haven't used Irresistible Dance yet, even though I got to use Hideous Laughter on Tuesday.
Irresistible Dance, that is such a cool spell.
It is. And it can be quite a lot of fun to play with.
And then you start calling out the moves. Just a step to the left.
Yay.
But I want to one day match it with Hideous Laughter.
Yeah.
I've got hideous laughter.
Yeah, but
Did-
matched with Hideous Laughter.
Did hideous laughter on a swimming creature that made it sink to the bottom of the river, and they just sailed across the top.
Okay, so-
It was bigger than their boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good thing that we
Big is not always
floated
better.
down the river because I was
Unfortunately, I'm
not
pretty
sure.
sure it's not a spell available to me.
No.
Neither is Hideous Laughter from memory.
You can get access to the other spells when I finally get the secret craft finished. Once I finally get
Oh
the
no,
magical items finished.
that's fine. Like, there should be limitations. I shouldn't have the full range of spells.
Oh, you don't get the full range of spells. You just get access to extra spells.
Okay.
Question.
Everything not in that book is available through the secret crafts.
Okay.
If I was thinking of using Shield, which is a reaction
Oh, hey, nice.
spell,
Yep.
how do I just have that ready so that
That's what reaction means. Is you cast it out of turn,
right?
but
So-
you have to have at least had initiative before you can cast it.
Okay, so are we still in initiative or has initiative?
Not at this stage.
Okay, all right. Well,
Unless, of course, you want to beat up Chauvel.
no, but it's really the only thing I've got to protect me from Chauvel's other spells. That if Chauvel decides to impress her followers or gets egged on by Mistress of what was it? Mistress of
Mistress of the Burn.
Burn. Yeah. I kind of just don't want to get burnt anymore because I've already lost 22
I heal 14.
points.
Mm.
And then, the dumpy looking creature has just taken several steps backwards.
Yeah, I'll definitely be making my distance if I can't cast a spell.
Being a lava child is fun.
Okay, so yes, you see two slightly burnt attendants come forward. One of them still got a robe, is still somewhat looks as if it's still smouldering.
He does like magneters.
And they both bow towards Chauvel.
Yay!
They ask if the mistress has come to challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you remember what challenging is? I have a feeling you don't remember that we want to do the
Right.
trial, not the challenge.
Yes. I read the scroll. What does the scroll say?
Thank you for accepting the challenge.
Saw
Uh,
that coming a mile away.
yep.
Would you like to remember that what you're here for first?
Yes, please.
Give me an intelligence check.
Mm-hmm.
No, make it just a flat check. D20.
Flat on.
Show me natural one.
So no bonuses.
No bonuses, just a flat D20 check.
15.
Okay, yes, you do remember you were here, not as a challenger, but wanting to do the trials.
Mm-hmm.
But it's up to you if you want to be the challenger, because you can lead the cult and make them help them burn the world down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure your god would approve greatly.
So then I will say that I'm not here for the trial. I'm here for the trial.
Okay. They're happy to escort you to the start of the trial.
Woo!
It is a 2-day overland journey,
Mm-hmm.
leading to a cave, at which point they will send you on their way.
Mm.
Let me guess. We're going to a volcano.
Oh yeah.
I'm just calling that now, by the way.
Well, it looks to be a former lava tube.
Yep.
Close enough.
The wizards might want to change their spells in recognition of this.
We will.
I picked my form specifically.
We're
Can you be a fire elemental?
we'll be
I'm a
reviewing.
lava child.
Oh, okay, that sounds good.
I was gonna say you've got multiple forms.
I
But,
do.
I will just select my spells
This is
accordingly.
what Fairy currently looks like.
Okay.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say you should show that to the one of the characters, but
I'm not sure if anyone can see.
Like behind you. A lot. Yeah, they behind him.
Otherwise,
Kind of, yeah.
look up Lava Child 5e and be disappointed in the creature that is standing before you.
I was gonna say it does look rather than kind of disappointing when.
Does Level Up have a version?
I don't.
Because I know they redid a lot of the artwork that made it nicer. And seeing the new
So I was gonna say
artwork
that-
for the new Gold Dragon coming in 5e, even though it's 5.5 to be closer to the mark, doesn't look as nice as a Gold Dragon.
I will find out.
Okay.
It looks very Eastern style dragon,
Okay.
and not the Western style dragon with the Eastern influences.
I've got nothing against Eastern style dragons, but I do like the Western style ones.
You get used to a certain style, and when they throw it away and start from scratch, it sort of starts to make you ask, how much do you want to invest in such drastic changes?
No,
Yeah.
no A5e art, unfortunately.
I keep Kroshka close since we have nothing to protect us against fire.
5e art.
I will cast, if you are okay with it, when the time comes. Basically the version of the little bubble that you put the.
Oh, you
the
mean
gerbils in?
globe of invulnerability?
That's it, yeah. And that'll protect you for a minute, which should hopefully be enough. I won't let you or the little dragon come to
Okay, so after 2 days' journey, they point out the cave in the morning, and they say you have about an hour's journey through there to the start of their Temple of Eternal Flame. May you burn brightly and fast.
Just show Val.
I really should have got a ring of fire protection at some point.
Mm.
I feel like if I'd had the opportunity to buy one, but I haven't had one, I would have bought one by now. But so far we've never gone to a store or similar where you can
It's
buy
been a
some
minute since we
artifacts.
visited the ice store, but
Yeah, no, every time we go somewhere, I'm kind of like, can we buy shit yet? And it's kind of like, nope, not yet. And like, okay.
I'm broke, but I really want to rig a feather fall.
I know.
I believe the Axbeak has one. It's got a
Yes,
collar of
yes,
feather
yes.
falling.
Collar of
Okay,
feather
well,
falling.
okay. Choco, isn't it? Choco?
Chocobo.
Chocobo.
You just have to pretend you're the companion of Zal and it'll work perfectly for you.
Yeah, well, no.
I'll catch him.
And you don't even have to attune to it.
Like I just desperately hope that I can do a reaction or something that'll save me if it happens.
Well, as long as you're a certain distance up, you still get an action before you hit the ground.
Okay. I've wondered, could Dimension Door save me in that situation?
Of course it can.
Okay. Well, maybe I have a way out of the situation.
There are many things that can do it, but at worst, the most you take is 20d6.
Yeah, I know. And I have enough hit points to take 20 d6.
That was a far cooler looking fire elemental.
That's why if it's in that book, you'll have better looking creatures.
It's not in this book, sadly.
I do have many other sources that have various things that may reference it, but
It was a first ed monster, and then it's made its way back into it's from the elemental plane of magma.
I was going to say, if it's in that book, it counts because Martin uses level up.
Yeah. I don't know. It's the problem is that finding the monsters on
I
the
do.
online sources is tricky.
5th edition Foes from Necromancy Games has a lot of that stuff, but the artwork is around almost a replica of 1st edition.
So it's okay. The Lava Child is they're all clones of each other. They just reproduce asexually, and they're just identical, and they're just all like
You can't tell them apart.
They're also all very ugly. I think it's kind of the point of the creature is it's just this lava elemental, effectively, except in a
Childlike form.
childlike body. It's just really gross and horrible to look at. But it does not care about fire at all.
Okay, so as you walk down the tube, the scroll that Chauvel has lights up in flame on one end.
Okay. It's like a spliff. Sorry.
Like a spliff?
No, sorry.
Cannabis
Cigarette.
cigarette.
Didn't know the term, but sure, if you'd like to have a puff on a scroll.
No,
I can't see what's the worst thing that can happen to you.
No, that's for Cheval.
Yes.
And it puts out a bright light around you, but makes everything look red.
Okay.
This is always problematic when it changes the colour.
So to everyone's eyes, it looks as if anything with white looks like it's the colour of blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of grey and black and brown and green, so probably just look grey.
You'd look tinged red with lots of greys.
Yeah, okay. Drab.
I'm sure it's always fun to look at things in a weird light.
Do you do anything about the burning scroll?
Burning scroll.
Yeah. It lights up as what did you say?
As they were moving down the passageway.
Which might mean we need to
Chauvel,
stop.
try and read it.
Okay, so it tells you to find the pit of fire.
The pit of fire.
And we're going to have to jump into it, I think.
Sounds fun to me.
And you believe you must put the scroll into the receptacle in the pit for you to achieve to pass the test.
Okay.
Did he get a tome to read? Did she get a tome to read at the same like
She did.
the other one? So
But did she read it?
has
That
she
is
read
a
the
question.
tome? Yeah.
I would put that down as a wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom. 21.
You skimmed through a lot of it.
Meh.
We are in trouble.
We sure are.
Well, they kept using these long words, and you didn't really want to look them up. So you sure you got the gist of the whole conversation?
Yeah,
Yep.
try smoking it, Chevelle. That might work.
So that the big gist of it was, if in doubt, burn it.
No doubt, burn it. 1 of 21, love it. Cool. So I have to find the pit of fire and put this basically on a holder in the pit of fire.
Okay. With that, you come to the end of the lava tube, and you see a set of stairs leading up on the other side of a room. The room is covered in ash and rubble that sort of angle towards the stairs. So it's been cleared away from the passageway to the stairs.
Yeah.
And you see a arrow slit on the southern side of the room, which looks as if there are bronze arrow tips sticking out of it that are following the party at this stage. But of course, no one needs to roll a perception roll because there's lots of light here, and it was quite obvious that someone has weapons trained on you.
Okay.
Okay. I'm still going to be in
Does
my
it
lava
look like-
child form.
Does it look like you could bring the ceiling down? Like I'm resisting the temptation, but I'm thinking, oh, this could come crashing down. I mean,
Well, you're in a mountain, so any time it could come crashing down. And earthquakes in a volcano system can be quite deadly because most of it is not granite.
okay. I keep under control and think, but I think about it.
And it's normally formed from some of the rock that volcanoes pop out of is very porous, so you can shatter it quite easily.
Oh, okay. I'm yeah, okay.
It's why the lava burns through it so quickly because it is not
No
granite.
cracks in the walls that I can see?
Not that you can see here,
Okay.
but I'm sure you could add some.
Yeah, I'm resisting the temptation. We're trying to be nice.
And on the other side of the room, you can see the stairs leading up into another room with a further angry red glow coming from there. Well, most glows that are red you only come across as angry.
Yep, of course I do.
Though there's occasional cheerful red glows, but they're so few and far between you don't see them very often.
Yeah.
What do you wish to do?
So I see the statue with the glowy red glowiness.
The red glowiness is in a further room beyond your sight, up some stairs.
Oh.
And you currently have bronze-tipped arrows pointed in your direction
Huh.
from the south side of the room. No statues in the
Yeah.
room.
Let's see what we have here. What do we have?
There are many things you could do at this point. You can even ask GM for suggestions based on what your character knows.
Just for fun.
Okay, so you do remember that both Anton and Sal had used signs of their cult to avoid the cult attacking them on sight.
Oh, yes.
But do you remember the signs of your cult? Or the passphrase of your cult?
Didn't? Oh. I think I had a pendant, didn't I?
You did have a pendant, but the pendant is not the hand sign or the statement.
Fire is the solution to all problems, isn't it?
Yeah, fire is the solution to all problems. I was contemplating throwing fire at these wrong narratives. that was going to go swimming.
I was thinking you produced flame or something, but anyway.
Okay, so in that case, I will give your character a society check based on what you remember from your book.
Society's intelligence.
Society can be intelligence.
Yes. 18.
Okay, so yes, you don't remember the passphrase, but you do remember the symbol is where you cup your hands together upright with one pinky finger upwards in the middle.
Okay. I do exactly that. I cup my hands together with the pinky finger.
Something like that.
Oh.
It says cup hands together.
Okay.
That's the symbol, so
So basically,
Okay.
Did you say a pinky finger?
a pinky finger.
Free.
But you're not sure if it's left or right
I'm
pinky.
saying press space more, then I'll put it in the
Feel
fridge.
free if you use it up. Yeah, I was going to say I don't think there's enough there for you to use it.
So did you use the left or right pinky finger?
What hand is your dominant hand for your character?
Right.
I'm gonna do that.
Dominant right-handed. Which is literally what I did with my right hand. I was just like, man, that.
Okay.
If we all get attacked, it's your fault.
That's fine. Yeah, we're dominant right.
So does your character know Goblin?
Does my character know Goblin? No.
In which case, someone's yelling at you in a language you don't understand.
I put on the helmet so I
I
can understand.
understand Goblin.
So we had multiple people talking then. I'll start with M.
And I'm saying if someone can translate knows Goblin. So, because Zara knows Goblin.
And Calvert.
And Calvert.
And Anton says if he's got the helmet on, he can.
Are you wearing the helmet to begin with?
Well, maybe it's not the smartest thing to do in this. I don't know what the connection between the Black Knight and this cult is. Probably none at all.
Well,
Look, I'll put it on because that way I can understand what's going on.
back to initiative or?
Before or after you entered?
Pardon?
Before or after you entered?
I want to hear the goblin speech.
Okay, so by the time you put the helmet on, they'd finished.
Oh, okay.
And for Zal and Calcrix, they were yelling out, "Hail to the mistress of the burn!"
if Calcrix is the one allowed to translate, she will translate. They recognise that you're a member of the cult. So would you like me? Would you like me to translate back a message to them?
No. Zoltov Calvert and Sister Well, they are 5 rupees.
They want you to go to a clinic.
Maybe the simplest...
Calcrix slides a slightly annoyed look at Zal because she was avoiding any increase.
And you see a cookie go flying across the room and hit Zal in the forehead. And you hear the word, "Failed Ranger!"
Cheval's ego. But, you know, she's not going to stop her or anything. She's just like, I was trying to avoid, groupies is just adding to that ego she has. But sure, if you want to do that and make that nightmare worse for us, that's on you.
Maybe just to simplify this in the future, we should put...
assume that they are worshippers of the
The eternal fire.
no. What was my name again? The scorched
Mistress of the burn.
Mistress of the burn. That's right, Mistress of the burn.
Which is precisely why I'm like, they recognise you as a member of the fire cult. And I can relate a message back, so that's precisely why when Zal said groupies, Calcrix is very unimpressed.
I'm just suggesting that maybe we should cast tongues on
No.
Cheval, so... Oh, well, it's just that...
You can.
Well, I'll do it if you want it, but I think it might actually help rather than doing translations.
You're more than welcome to cast tongues if you'd like to.
Well, only if Cheval wants it.
Well, you would have to offer it to Cheval as a character, and yeah.
Do you want tongues, Cheval? No one else is willing to do it.
Oh, I don't have it, so.
I'm just glad it's not alternate Friday's game.
Okay.
See, Zol has tongues, but Zol refuses to cast it on Cheval.
Same here. But I don't have it, so, or I would.
Okay, so how long can you sustain that for? Do you have to sustain it?
It's a good question. I don't know if it is. I actually put it down as a concentration. I think it goes for an hour. It is not concentration that lasts an hour.
Okay.
It's an action within an hour.
Yeah, and it's a touch spell.
Okay, so yes, you do have tongues up and running.
I'll take off the helmet if there's no more conversation going.
And as you're looking at Eep, you get the feeling that Eep is sending words to you by Eep's movements, but basically something along the lines of "I'll eat you later."
Wait, to who? To Zol? Or to
To Cheval.
Oh, to Cheval. Okay.
Oh, so you actually get sign language as well. Cool.
Is this
You get any form of language that's not written.
Is this because Calcrick's got 22 fire damage?
Pretty much.
Yeah, because you hurt. Basically, it's because you hurt her friend, and she gets very upset at people who hurt her friend. And you didn't apologise. You just kind of. And she's a dragon, so you didn't respect her.
What about my name?
It's Cheval. Did you expect anything different?
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's just a fey dark, that's all.
I've
Nothing
known
to worry
Cheval
about.
since I was
Yeah,
a
nothing to
child.
worry about. Exactly.
It's not like we haven't been having cookies from it for months.
Yep. It's also not like, Archangel versus Feydark. What could possibly go wrong?
I take off the helmet.
Is that a legitimate question? Because there's a long list of answers.
Yeah, and there's also the fact that the Queen of Darkness gave Eve to Calcrix, and she's a goddess. So I'm not threatening you. I'm just like, I'm always cautious with Eve, and Eve is my friend.
So perspective for Cheval, Eep is a servant of the opposite to your god.
Yeah. That threat means nothing to me.
It's not as I said, I'm not threatening you. It's just something I keep in mind. Is to just
No,
be respectful.
as in Eep. Like Eep's, because I've got tongues, and I know what Eep's saying to me.
Do you?
Eep's threat means nothing to me.
Okay.
Do you giggle at the dark fae?
I'm just going to ignore the dark thing.
Calcrix
I'm
now
not sure
feels
what's worse.
officially just as a player to the GM. She actually feels disrespected now by the group as a dragon.
Well, not the group, just.
By Cheval. So she feels personally disrespected because she's being damaged. It's not being acknowledged, and yeah. So that's just something sitting in the back of her head.
Barrior will walk over and gently pat you on the shoulder.
And you notice Eep is gently petting you on the shoulder too.
Calcrix picks up Eep's hand off Barry's and puts it.
Barrier's just very.
And picks Eep up and puts Eep on the opposite shoulder and looks at Eep and says, "Please stay there and leave the fairy dragon alone. And do not threaten the fairy dragon. Okay? Have a cookie."
Fairy dragon is being supportive. Does
Yes.
not need to be eaten.
That's right. We eat cookies, not fairy dragons here.
Eep looks at Cheval.
She's
Well, this is
technically
Cheval.
not a fairy dragon.
I believe this is suitable.
Okay.
Eep nods.
Even though Calcrix is reluctant to say this, she reminds Eep, party members are friends, not food. Cheval is a party member, not food.
Eep does that whole tilt of the head thing.
Just keeps going.
And then it sort of does it. That's a whole revolution.
I'll just put it back on my shoulder and hope that the message has gotten reminded back through that you do not eat party members regardless of how we feel at the time.
So currently, Yodri is acceptable because Audrey's not with the party.
No.
Yodri's not here to be eaten.
That's what I heard.
What?
I love the fake.
Calcrix will say, anyone that's Calcrix's friend, whether they're present or not, is not food.
So he does pause for a bit. He's considering pulling out the friends list and crossing out Chauvel.
Calcrix and you and I, we've come to an agreement. We did come to one, and the Lady of Shadows was there, and she sanctified this agreement. You're not allowed to eat people unless we discuss it first.
Death to the infidels!
I know. I give her a hug.
This begs the question: what is food?
This is so hard for you. I understand that.
8 points at Chauvel.
Okay.
But if you remember when we were watching Finding Nemo, Bruce set the example that just because there's something that we've eaten in the past doesn't mean we can't change our ways. Okay? Have a cookie.
Just because it's food shaped does not mean it's food.
Yeah, that's it. Hopefully she remembers watching Finding Nemo. Can you watch TV in this? Would it be like magic?
Quite
Just be
possibly.
like-
Does
Like
Chauvel understand every little bit of conversation that Calcrix is having with you?
Yes,
I hope so.
completely.
That's okay. I'm not hiding. Everyone knows that Calcrix has had this conversation with Eep several times.
And you do pick up from Eep. Eep's version of the response was, I can wait.
Look, as long as it doesn't disrupt this trial and our current mission and everything that's going on right now, Calcrix is fine with it because she's good.
We're following you, Chauvel.
Yes, we are.
Chauvel will continue down the path and up the stairs.
Okay. Feeling no animosity towards you at all as you walk up the stairs.
Chauvel will get there, okay? Chauvel has been given the quest. Chauvel will focus on the quest. Sincerity and apologies will happen after the quest.
Okay, so
I've been told to do something to apparently help us in the war. Is that so bad?
Yes.
I didn't answer.
I believe the only person who hasn't said anything negative to Chauvel so far is Anton.
Well, I'm trying to be supportive
Just
here.
stop piling on. Fine.
Because we are supposed to complete this quest and we are relying on
I would
Chauvel.
like it noted that after my companion promised to eat my other party member, I specifically told her she's not allowed to.
I understand the whole conversation.
So I'm not being unsupportive. I'm actually. I will sit her down after the thing and explain to Eve that it was an accident that I got damaged, and that it's all good.
No. Follow my head, please. Rollins is enjoying it
Slightly.
That's okay. I'm just waiting for Zell to say I start fingering the arrow.
We're moving on.
Okay, so
One way to get the rest of the unit points banished.
I was about to say that's what she said, but then
Oh, you should never have a conversation with Eve about that arrow.
and then I remembered that this is supposed to be the more like PG week,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Well, as child friendly as possible, just in case.
Yeah.
Star Wars is particularly PG. So,
That's what she said. It's pretty universal internet meme. So if they're old enough, no.
yeah. At least it's not derogative.
No.
So-
Just deal with kids.
I was gonna say, how old is the Fortnite dance?
So, give us a performance as you go up the stairs.
Yes, let's do it.
Say Fortnite dance was my nephew was doing.
You
it.
did there as well.
Not fair.
Yeah, you know.
No.
Luckily, she said it in a way that other people talked over.
Yeah.
What did she say?
Very lucky.
There is no evidence. It's not a voice.
Nah.
Called out, oh god.
Oh,
Just
right.
try to listen. I see.
Yeah.
Just try to know what's going on.
Don't isolate her. Just a little bit. 23 on performance.
Okay, so you see this flame dance happening going up the stairs. Maybe that's part of what you have to do. How many people try to follow the performance going up the stairs? Because obviously that is what you have to do.
Probably no one.
No.
I wouldn't be surprised.
We have to do this as a group to complete the task. How critics will attempt to do it.
Yeah, no.
I
I've got no
have-
chance of success.
I should have
I'll try.
performance.
Okay.
Depending on my dice. although-
So, what is Zal's performance?
What?
16.
Oh god. Are you really making me do this?
You've just said oh god again, so yes.
No, I didn't.
Does performance come under charisma?
Performance can come under charisma, can also come under dexterity.
Yeah, I'll do it as charisma because neither of them are any
I'll
good.
do it under charisma because
Sure.
I've always done it under charisma because I didn't know any different.
12! I got the double figure.
26.
Okay, you have no problems, and you even enhance the dance as you go
For
up.
those of us who can't play console games, what is the Fortnite dance?
I don't know. I don't play Fortnite.
There is many.
I know
and
what a dab
there's
is.
more.
All I'm thinking is it's a emote sort of thing that you can make your character do, so it does some sort of dance that you can choose based on a list of unlocks you've gotten in the game, and that's
I don't know what
basically
any of that means. I don't play a console. You're nodding.
Yeah, it's basically just that dance would be funny. Click.
It's
Oh,
a feature
okay.
in a game that lets your character move.
No,
like
but
a dance.
I'm
do you
trying to
remember?
visualize
Did you
what it
remember
looks like.
Fall
It's
Guy?
just like Pikachu.
So Free Guy, the Free Guy movie,
Yeah.
and how he's talking to the guy who the kid was, who had the mother who was interrupting with the vacuum cleaner, and he was doing these funky dances in front of him.
right, okay,
That's the equivalent
yeah,
of
I
Fortnite
see.
dance.
Alright, now
It's
I understand
it's a
what's
10 for
going
me.
on.
That's why the dice is in jail.
Okay,
Apologies, my
so
ignorance to the console plays
this kid just sort of stumbles up the stairs, almost does a roll up and down. Doesn't even look like it's got even the right feet or the right action to do the thing.
So
But there's
somebody's
this,
worse than me.
but there's this big smile on the face.
No, well, it's fun then.
That's the next one.
Martin,
Yep.
for mine, can I use nature?
No. Perform.
Before?
Yep.
I was going to suggest acrobatics if you got that.
Performance, you can add either Dex or Charisma.
Oh, that's all charisma. Okay. I will add Dex. 22.
Okay, you managed to mimic the dance going up the stairs.
Yay.
Anton doesn't quite do it correctly,
I'm not the
but
worst though.
you only missed a couple of steps here and there, but no one seems to object.
That's fine. That's all
I
I'm trying
know
to
what
do.
to
Bare
trade for
minimum.
lollies
Bare
now.
minimum.
Dance lessons.
Bare minimum.
That's fast.
Oh, I can teach you jazz wings. It does so many good things.
And you find yourself dancing into a hall with a dome chamber supported by 4 obsidian, almost couldn't say the word, columns with fiery cracks in them, and the air has an oppressive warmth around you. And I'm sure you hear the word achievement unlocked as you go, but I'm sure that's just your imagination.
This could come crashing down.
Sure
It could.
Seems like an excellent place to dance. It certainly wouldn't be like a bull in a china shop.
On the other side of the room is a passageway with flaming lights hanging on the walls.
Cool.
So the flaming, sorry, was that one?
On the other side of this room with the obsidian columns is a passageway leading deeper into the complex with flaming lights on the wall.
Hmm. Interesting. Ravel walks to the middle of the room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my brain's just faded me. Actually, Cheval will inspect the flaming thing.
Okay, you can actually feel heat radiating through the cracks in the columns. Enough so that you do think even you'll get burnt touching them.
And that's the only thing here, is just the flaming columns.
Flaming column seems to be something you pass through. If you're a water creature, it would definitely send you boiling and bubbling away.
Oh god, there are no water creatures here today?
It is very oppressive to everyone else.
This is fine.
What are you looking for?
I'm just gonna put this book back, so I'm just gonna make sure that I
Do you know where to put it back?
put it back without crushing that card or covering up these books. It just goes on top of that pile.
Okay. And the books go on top of that?
Yeah, those books. I think the card might be better where it is for the moment.
Okay.
Actually, I might get you to get that. 'Cause it's going down. Thank you.
Otherwise, you might drop it.
Yeah, no, I just had a feeling that I've got a feeling coming and going in my hands.
Okay, so yes, nothing seems to happen while you're in the center of the chamber or near the pillars. What would you like to do?
So other than the flaming columns and it's basically just a flaming walkway, isn't it?
It is a grand entranceway to the complex. Grand enough that most people would basically flinch at this room by the heat, and if they hadn't announced themselves, probably get attacked quite severely. Quite possible that the columns can actually open up and pour lava into this room.
Cool.
Lovely.
Sounds like fun. Go for a swing.
Cheval will continue down the grand entrance, basically.
Barrior will follow. No longer dancing.
Well, Chevelle seemed to have stopped dancing once Chevelle got into this room.
Okay. Well,
Oh, very interesting. It was very, very awe-inspiring.
Okay, so as you walk down the passageway further, you see the passageway sort of turns to the right, but also has a smaller passageway heading straight on. And in the straight on passageway, there seems to be a barrier down.
Huh.
Giving you one way that you can pass through.
We'll go down the one passage.
Okay. This one also has multiple lights going down here. And as you continue down it, you can see some stairs descending further into the complex at a T intersection. When you finally reach the T intersection, to your left is a passageway that seems to have metal doors with view windows on the front that can be opened and shut from the outside. To the right is stairs going down. Stairs going down. And in front of you, the stairs go down with a lot of heat rushing up from that location. It feels extremely warm to all of you here. Whereas the other heat was oppressive, you can actually feel your skin start to smoke.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
So it's almost too hot for me, so it wouldn't be probably too hot for the rest of the party.
We'll keep following.
I don't know about actually doing it, but tempted to cast Ray of Frost on myself. Joking.
We go Frosty.
And then we're all alive.
So we haven't gone through these doors.
There are no doors.
Oh, right.
Everything's open. So you got a passageway to your left that has the look of cell blocks because metal doors with view windows on the outside of the door, which cannot be operated from the inside.
Yeah.
Which basically cell block.
Yeah.
The one to the right of you has stairs going down, probably heading into another area. And in front of you seems to head into the heart of the heat of this area. And you can't see much from the top of the stairs.
I was going to say, heading into the heart is probably what we're supposed to do.
I'm very interested in the cells as well, though.
In terms of intuition and things like that, can I cast things like clairvoyance as a ritual without being in battle?
You can, but it will take time.
Okay.
Casting it as one of your known spells makes it fast.
Yep.
Casting it as a ritual is you take time to do it.
Okay, that's alright. I'm not going to do it because it's all up to Cheval right now. She gets to make all the decisions. It's a quest. I was just wondering when you were saying with the other one that we had to be in combat initiative to like cast shield.
Mm-hmm.
I just wondered if this was one we could cast without being in combat.
You can technically cast all the spells without being in combat, just that some of them only work in combat.
Okay, alright. So I could technically cast Battle Mind right now and get all of those advantages. It's quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
If no one's going to make a choice, I'm going to walk over to the
stairs.
The first cell block looking door
Mm-hmm.
and stick my head in.
It is too high for you to stick your head in.
Cow Creeks will lift you up so you can see into the window.
Appreciate it.
But she won't pick you up by the neck or anything. She'll like slip a hand under your feet and raise you up that way.
As I say, I'm a medium creature at the moment. So.
Yeah.
Yes, except unfortunately you're a little squatter than you're used to. You'd even think a dwarf would struggle to see through these windows. It's just that head height too high.
I was to say, I've got a climb speed.
I've lifted medium creatures before, so I'm fairly sure I could lift you.
Yeah.
Okay, with a clang you slide the window open.
I can pass straight through metal.
You can pass straight through metal?
Yep.
Okay, the metal starts to melt around you as you pass through.
I was going to say, so you not being lifted up to view the window, you're just going to go straight through?
Yeah. It literally says metal immunity. A large child can move through metal without hindrance.
Yes, okay, so yes, you find yourself on the other side of this glop that used to be a door.
Oops. Didn't mean to melt it, but good to know I'm learning this as we go. It's very
Well,
rare that I
you
get
pass
to-
If
you
there's a
pass through it
prisoner in there,
unharmed.
they can now escape.
Accurate.
So
Oh.
they've got you to thank.
And you find that you seem to be in a room. The lock is also on this side of the door.
Interesting.
And there's a bed and a desk here.
Oh, so it's to keep bad things out while they're down here.
Or to keep things in, depending on their purpose at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there is a separate privacy thing on this side.
Ah.
Well, there was until you melted most of it.
Who's that? Alright, well,
Easy to get out now.
yeah, straight back out the other way. That one's just a room, guys.
So it's either down the stairs or into the heart of the lava tunnel.
Into the heart of the fire.
Well, that's up to Cheval.
I was just taking so long to make a decision.
So there's nothing in the room after the precious doors were destroyed.
Well, just one
One.
and just a section. Yes.
Yeah, there was a dwarf-shaped hole right through the middle.
Uh-huh.
Hey, oops, the dwarf.
You left the dragons with nothing to do for a few minutes, and there's doors there. They want to see what's on the other side of that. I would have just opened it and peeked through the clearing thing, but Lava Child didn't realise she could walk straight through it and destroy it, so she just did.
Yes.
My hand passed straight through. I passed straight through. It's a, it's a magical
I'm
door.
impressed by such a trick.
It's a magical door. That's all I'm seeing. It was there one minute, it disappeared the next. Just let me pass through.
So what does Josh wish to do?
Shovar will catch up to to Fairy
Mm-hmm.
and check through that room.
Okay, a bit hard to get in there because there's this molten mess on the floor, and the door is glowing cherry red at the moment.
Yep. Cool. Well, if that's the case then.
And you can see smoke starting to come from that room where you think something in there may have been hidden by molten metal and is starting to catch alight.
Oh,
I didn't do it.
Cheval's very not happy.
Remember to breathe.
At which point you hear someone in the background going, "If in doubt, burn it!"
I'm starting to wonder if the this is good influences around you. I'm starting to wonder. I need to put more effort into your education if these are the phrases you're picking up.
Death for the infidel!
You may not like it.
We're
Hailed Ranger!
We're gonna have another hyped up showgirl soon.
It's starting to look that way.
Favorite creature of the sun,
Unless
more difficult to
Capric
stop.
decides that she cannot responsibly care for Eep and keep the human world safe, and has another discussion with the Queen of Darkness about where it's appropriate for Eep to be.
Alright, well, if no one else wants to make a decision, I just start walking towards the
Well, the problem is, I want to check the room, but everything's burning inside the room.
There's other rooms down the line.
You can check the room across from the hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll check that.
Okay, so it you open the privacy window and you see that there's a closed privacy window on the other side.
So there's two privacy windows.
Yep, there's one on the outside and the inside.
Oh.
So technically you can keep someone prisoner in there, or you could go in there for refuge and keep people out.
Would you like me to check through this door too?
No. You've done enough.
You're welcome.
Cheval will check through one of the windows so we can see through.
Okay, so going down to the next one, you notice that all of them have the inside privacy bit closed over.
Yeah.
If you need to check further, you probably have to open the door itself.
Ah.
Don't worry, I'll go through it for you.
No. If we want to continue to do this, I have a distinct feeling I'm going to fail this trial. So, no. This is actually probably, in terms of Cheval's eyes, this is a very sacred place. So, we're not stop putting dwarf body shapes through walls and windows and doors.
Well, can't quite do it through stone.
Metal's the big thing. Lava's fine. Stone.
So Cheval checking through all these, you can't find anything.
Not through the windows, no. But you can open the doors.
Yeah, I'll open doors.
The furthest from the hallway or the closest to the hallway?
Furthest from the hallway.
Okay, pulling the door open, give me a athletics check.
Athletics check, okay. Athletics. Athletics. 27.
Okay, you hear this grinding noise and then a crack, crack, snap! As the door comes off, realizing that it had rusted over at some point. You pull the hinge off and find that behind it is just an empty room.
Another empty room.
Nothing in here to burn.
Okay. Should I always keep checking rooms?
Okay. Athletics check on the next door.
Athletics on the next door.
Apparently, ripping them off is perfectly fine.
I was
Burning
gonna
through
say.
them.
I feel like my way was almost less intrusive.
I got one better of 28.
Okay, you don't even worry about the groaning noise, it just snaps.
Yeah.
Apparently, you're trying to outdo your other character who liked to steal doors.
Yes, I definitely am. And there's nothing through these corridors or anything.
Looking, you're at the end of the corridor, and in the room either side of the corridor, there's just nothing. It doesn't look like these have been used for a while.
Alright.
Whereas
I'm gonna make
the
my way down and just start sliding my hand through doors, just making a window slit.
Okay, so by the time you make your way back down to the others, you can see into the first 4 rooms, 2 to the north and 2 to the south of the corridor, and there's bedding in 3 of those, and there's a flaming mess in the 4th.
Ah.
5 is good, though, isn't it?
When in doubt, burn it.
And another, kill the infidels!
And let's be honest here, if it's catching fire where we are, it was not meant to last.
Making metal melt is not an easy thing.
No, it's not.
It is for me.
The gnomes would hate you.
Probably.
They use metal a lot.
That's okay. It's their choice. They can choose a poorly constructed material.
Okay, so yes, what does Cheval wish to do, having seen that only 4 of them look like that they have been occupied?
I mean, Cheval will at least check the 4 rooms that have been occupied.
Yeah.
If nothing's unremarkable, then Cheval will face the lava tunnel. Cheval, the more that she's in this area, is swaying towards, obviously, fire is a good thing, let's go towards the burning hot thing.
Okay, so yes, you as you walk down the stairs, you do feel like you've entered a hell-like furnace.
Yay.
And not only that, you do see what looks to be a set of anvils sitting precariously near what looks to be a flowing lava river that's flowing under the floor and into a waterfall off to the far side.
Oh.
And working here seems to be a couple of Afriti who appear to be banging things on the anvils, but no sound is echoing in your direction. You see the sparks. You see what looks like a impact of each of their tools in a cloud around them, but not a single sound.
Oh.
Matrix.
And you see, working with each of the Afriti, which were the obvious thing to see, is they seem to have Azirs working with them, moving tools, holding what they're working on, basically being the assistant.
Oh.
And Azirs are basically fire dwarves.
Jeez.
Nice. Jesus.
So I just see people working in here on fiery objects.
Yes, they do dump the item in the lava, pull it out, and continue working on it. And they seem to be making various flame-shaped weapons and armor.
I'll wander over and inspect what they're doing and ask what's going on.
The Ifriti turns and looks at you and bellows with laughter, at which point sound seems to creep out of where he's working. And you find yourself looking upwards and upwards and upwards until you realize he is almost 2 to 3 times your height, looking down at you.
That's fun.
His arms are thicker than you are wide.
Yeah.
And the hammer that he's holding is bigger than your chest, your torso.
Wow.
He looks at you, and you have the feeling that from his look, he reckons you've just rolled a 1 on your intelligence check.
That's not right.
I passed my wisdom check not to make a smartass comment.
You hear a chuckle. He turns to you and gives you a wink. As you do know, some genie do have telepathy.
Oh, okay.
He does turns to Cheval and says, "So why are you here? What do you wish from me?"
Cheval is looking for the pit of fire. Cheval is here to complete a quest provided by a scroll.
Okay, so he points to a hole in the back of the wall and says, "Wish granted."
Wish granted. Hole in the back of the wall. Okay.
The hole wasn't there beforehand.
Cheval will wander over to the hole in the wall.
You can see through this hole a passageway leading to a rumbling pit.
Ooh. Cool.
At the edge of this passage, you see a wooden platform similar to a drawbridge extend into irregularly shaped vertical shaft, perhaps 50 feet across. A large stone disc, 12 feet in diameter, hovers next to the wooden extension.
Huh.
The shaft rises into inky blackness overhead, but a flickering ruddy light is visible far below. In the center of this disc appears to be a stand.
Hmm. So looking up across the plank,
You think you'd probably have to jump to make it there safely.
okay.
I'm sure you can leap far enough, but then again, you've got wings. Why leap when you can just fly?
Yeah.
Fire solves all problems.
When in doubt, burn it.
Cheval, so there's the plank and then a jump to the disc.
Yep, so you can fly there. You have wings,
Yeah.
remember.
I'll spread my fiery archangel wings and fly there.
Okay. It is quite easy because it's basically wings extended and you just feel like you've just stepped across to it.
Yeah.
No chance of falling.
That's good. Now, on this disc, is there a pedestal for me to place the scroll?
Yes, you do see this. You did see this standing recess in the middle of it. I can't remember exactly how I described it before, but yes, there is. Looks like it has a place to place the scroll in the center.
Yeah. Cheval will place the scroll.
Okay. As you place.
Sorry, correction. Cheval will warn everyone that I'm about to place the scroll. Be wary of fiery stuff.
Okay, everyone else watches from safety as Chevelle puts it into the center of the platform, and then the center of the platform just drops from sight with Chevelle on it.
Whee!
Okay. No fire at all?
About a moment later, there's this burst of lava going straight up.
Whee!
And no cheval.
No Chevelle.
You
Okay.
just plummet it to the lava.
Well, maybe he's communing with his god or something.
Okay. And then you
How far below is the lava?
you couldn't see. You can't even see the lava source.
Cool.
Probably about a mile or more.
Oh.
So a moment later, he went pretty fast.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's a
Whee!
lot faster than the full speed.
He wasn't falling.
Distract.
Okay, and then blinking, you find yourself standing in Norvik, staring at Chocobo, who's staring at the rest of you.
Oh,
No chocobo?
He flaps his wings in happiness.
Okay.
is Cheval back too, or is
Chevelle is back as well.
Oh,
You took your fiery leap of faith.
yes, it is. Do I feel a sense of achievement or
You feel like you have the achievement unlocked.
yay?
So, do we go fight the water cult leader now? Is that how we...
And it is the day of the full moon, which is a fairly big festival for most people.
Cool.
And you're having pre-done a lot of stuff.
What does Salo know about this holiday?
This is the day of the White Horse ceremony. The day where they sacrifice the most honored horse amongst the Ethengarians to protect the herd for the next year.
I don't have a horse form, I'm safe.
And it becomes the spiritual protector of the people and the horses.
I do have a wolf cloak though, you know, It's a full moon.
Though from your Galantrian side, it's also the day of the Monster Fair, where everyone gets to see the wondrous monsters from across the multiverse. Sometimes fight them, sometimes get eaten by them, sometimes just tremble in fear.
Eddie.
Someone looks very excited.
It's gonna be so much fun.
It is also known as the Day of Valeries, which is also the day where most proposals happen.
What is my most terrible?
Because she's known as the goddess of love. Though, very fickle love at that.
Oh, I was going to say, is this the same god that, no, that's the god of peace?
She's not the god of peace, but she's known to bring weapons to those in need when they're trying to save a loved one. But is also the partner of Ixion, the sun god, and stands with those trying to annihilate your lands.
You okay?
Brain?
She just keeps dropping food.
Numb hands.
Yes.
You can only train them to do so much. It takes
Anybody?
a long damn time. I think it took me like 8 months to teach myself how to hold a cup without dropping the damn thing.
It's okay. Still happens.
Oh yeah, I still drop them. But
And yes, we just had Chauvel take the plunge.
Mm-hmm.
so she got married?
Usually there are multiple ways you could go, and you almost took the direct path. And though I did find it funny having a genie ask the party what do they wish,
Oh.
with a few words thrown around it.
Yeah.
And Chauvel just went, I wish to find, I want to find the fire node thing.
Yeah.
And
So
so,
no chance for anyone else to make a wish?
didn't ask anyone else. Asked Chauvel.
Okay.
Mm.
I was so close.
Nothing. Not about the sacrificial force of the Ethengar. It's usually picked by the
High Priestess of Yumuka.
right. So I'd like to know what that is, or would I have to commune with Yumuga?
You would know what you would have learned what the ceremony is, but you've never been in the lands during the ceremony.
No.
And it's basically seen as the highest honor for a horse to be chosen as the protector of all the horses. But of course, the horse gets killed in the process, so it's a blessing that is a two-edged sword.
Yeah.
Depends on whether or not the horse gets an afterlife.
Becomes one of their honored ancestors after that point.
If I was a horse and I got an afterlife, I'm a dragon though, so.
I've got so many fun things to do.
And
Anywhere in the city that would be celebrating this?
none that will be celebrating that because this is not Ethengar. They celebrate different things. This is more would be equivalent of Valentine's Day sort of thing here.
But did you say you get to see all sorts of creatures and things here?
On the Monster Fair in Galantry, yes.
So we're in the wrong place.
You're in the wrong place.
See, this is what I would have asked the genie. Now I know where we were.
But we don't want to go into the land period because we will not come back.
This did not occur to Cow Cooks and would not occur to her. Right then and there, her thought would have been monsters from everywhere, creatures. It'd be a bit like telling someone who loved cats and dogs that they're stopping by the RSPCA to just look without adopting an animal. You know you're guaranteed you come home with at least one animal, if not 4.
Well, I guess because he doesn't really want to be part of the Lemonade Day festivities because, you know, he's nowhere near the person that he would like to be with right now.
Well, you do see from most of the Norse version of Valentine's, it seems to be couples get to brawl with each other in the streets in public, and you show your love by knocking the other one out.
Okay.
I'm really feeling a deep level of love for Chauvel right now. I'm not going to do though.
So, Chauvel, once everyone's back, will apologise for the quick abruption of opening the scroll with a tinder flame, causing a big fireball.
Sorry, Calcrix's player had a mouthful of nuts.
That's okay. Eep has
Please
pulled
don't
out
take that
a
out of context.
Eep has pulled out a stick with some marshmallows on it.
I believe Eve has determined her version of
An olive branch.
yeah her version of an olive branch.
Yeah.
We have been doing that with you for a long time though.
I know.
Much to Chauvel's.
Oh, when you've got hair made out of flame.
Well, he's offered an apology. I'm still a lava child. I will accept your apology if I can pat your wings.
Oh, that's right. That's because you're
I also don't take things without.
without offering something in return because of the Fae side of things.
So what does Chauvel do? Does Chauvel allow the Child of Fire to pat the fire wings?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, it is probably the nicest experience you've ever had as a fire child.
Yeah.
You can actually feel it as if it's real feathers.
It's not marshmallows dripping on my head. Yeah.
And while you're doing that, you're hearing this thump, 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 looking up and seeing Eve's just bashing Chauvel on top of their head with the marshmallow on the stick. The stick wasn't that long previously, but it's grown during the time you were playing with the
Calcrix
wings.
will very gently take the stick off Eve, give her a stern look, and say, "If you want respect from party members, you need to give respect to your party members."
Chauvel will point to the stick that's now probably an active torch.
It's not burning.
You may realize it's not burning. Okay.
It's actually part of Eve.
Oh.
It
So
doesn't.
I've actually lifted Eve off.
I don't think he was being disrespectful. I think he was being fine.
He was just patting you like I was. You know, very
He was being friendly.
more exaggerated way.
There was no disrespect there
I
at
have
all.
to say, in Eve's language, that is actually an offer of friendship because it's play.
That's how I interpret it.
Hasn't ripped your flame from your body, so Eve obviously has not been nasty to you yet.
I was going to say, that's actually play for me. She's always beaten Calcrix with something.
I accept your apology, and then
It's kind of like Valentine's Day for the guys here. They're always chasing each other and play wrestling and so on.
And you see in the distance quite a few guys doing the beat each other up part for Valentine's Day celebrations.
Oh, well, Eve might have gotten an idea from the other people.
Heavens all like silhouette. Fine. Is there a price for bidding you?
There is.
Oh, we'll go find the night for
Coffee. Was it destroyed?
Not here.
Okay, cool. Coffee.
So yes, you find the inn fairly easily.
I get a room.
Yes, your normal room is there.
Okay, and I'm gonna go quietly commune with your dog for the time.
Okay, so what is everyone else doing for the celebration of the major green moon?
So, is it only Valentine's celebrations that are around?
It is the celebration of life, this festival. A lot of kids get their names day on this day.
Calcrix will dig up some of the many trinkets she's got in her bag of holding. She'll find a place by the fire at Knight's River Inn, and or just somewhere where there might be children. And if it's their name's day, and she's quite happily if it just happens to be everybody's name's day, even if it's not their name's day, as long as they are a child or at least appear childlike, and she can at least determine they aren't a shape changer and have appeared multiple times before her, will give them
That's oddly specific.
Well, considering there's a changeling in the party.
we'll give, well, not just considering the changeling in the party. She's been through this. She'll either give out cookies and little trinkets to the younglings, and
Well, for the entire settlement, today's technically their name's day because they all get named on a holiday.
Yeah, so
And as a celebration of surviving long enough to have earned a name, in the Norse culture, that is a big thing.
so with each trinket, she's like, "Congratulations, you're alive."
Oddly threatening.
I'm sure
I mean,
Eve's
from a
not threatening
dragon.
in return after all, just, looming.
Yeah.
Death
to the end.
And then after she's finished for the evening, she'll actually do her normal prayers to her gods.
And with Eep, everyone understands everything Eep says, no matter who you are.
Interesting.
It's not translated.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Eep is not allowed to threaten to eat the children. And from before, Calcrix will in turn apologise for the marshmallow temporarily in Cheval's hair, and try to encourage Eep to only do it when we've asked permission to do so.
Eep holds up 2 sticks of marshmallows.
Eep is currently asking Cheval if she can cook toast her marshmallows. She won't let them melt. They're no good when they're melty anyway.
That's right. Alright. Well, I think fairies, it's about time to go back
Cheval
out
for
the
the
woods for
one
a bit.
night is okay with marshmallows.
Does this particular full moon have any significance for Tralladara?
It is known as the life moon or birth moon.
Okay. So what would we normally do on this day?
This day would be a day to celebrate life in any form. It's also the day least likely to be attacked by werewolves or attacked by vampires,
Okay. Well,
which is a big thing amongst the Tradaran.
Why
Nice.
was the day least likely to be attacked by werewolves if it's a full moon?
It is the moon known as the life moon, which shape changers also find holy.
Ah.
Well, Prosper and I are going to go
All
out.
other full moons, they're more than likely to attack you. On a red moon, you definitely got a good chance of being attacked, especially by vampires.
Oh.
But very few people want to cross the life gods on their holy day.
That seems reasonable. Oh, I feel like it's appropriate that the shape changer goes and tries to find other shape changers. So
Not hard to find. You find many of them in town.
I was thinking of going out into the woods. To be honest, as I've got a cloak that lets me shift into a wolf. It seems like the best time to bust it out and have some fun. Be a wolf in the woods on the full moon.
This city has a big tie to the Fae of both light and dark. And you see it in the designs of the places, you see it in the magic that people have. They are very much nature-oriented people, more than they are anything else.
Lovely.
I really want to visit a library.
And as such, you're sure that most of them would probably recognise you for what you are,
Excellent.
but not care.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna. I think Faye will explore the town for a while, enjoy the sights, and then
Mm.
I think spend some time shape shifting around. I I think being a wolf on the full moon just sounds wonderfully appropriate. So that's my.
Is it daytime or?
Well, it started off as daytime, but it can go into evening and do other
Well, I was
things.
just going to say I might
that's-
visit a bookstore and some markets first to stock up on trinkets, and if they're very Fae oriented, I'll want to see if they've got any books on Fae.
Okay, so you managed to find many markets, able to pick up lots of different trinkets, with plenty of decent exchanges.
Yep.
And everyone does tell you that the Cathedral of Odin in the center of town is also the largest repository of knowledge in this nation.
Sounds like somewhere I want to visit. Is there anywhere where one can pick up diamond dust?
Many places have diamond dust. Whether it's actually diamond dust or not remains to be seen, but many people sell it.
I'm pretty sure with my qualifications I could probably tell. So
You
I
just
will.
buy diamonds and crush them.
I can. I'll either buy cheap diamonds so that I can crush them, but I'm just gonna put my stocks up so that Lul will be happy when we meet back on Tuesday and Cow Creek suddenly has renewed stores of diamond dust, and the poor mad prince goes through his 3 greater restorations to get his sanity back.
So that they're currently in the Shadow Realms,
Yeah.
dealing with Out of the Abyss.
And I think I've got the very unique opportunity of stocking up right now. But then I'll also visit the cathedral because I want to learn as much as I can, particularly both about the Feywild but also about the Feydark, because Eve is becoming more independent and yeah.
And Anton is feeling the most distant from his patron as he's ever felt.
Okay. My patron.
Interesting.
When you say patron, because see, there's a master and then there's the Black Knight. There's not the same people.
Your warlock patron.
I don't have a patron, I have a master. It's a difference. This is what I'm trying to get clear.
Okay, owner.
Owner. But all I was going to do is, because there's no real connection for me, is to just take in the sights, enjoy seeing people being happy and such, without, laws and all the rest of the crap getting in the way, just doing their thing. It's completely new culture, so just drink it in.
It's very much everyone will hand you a drink. No one's asking for anything.
Yeah, okay. Well, just
Which strikes you as problematic at some times because, hey, you have heard that there's a strong fake connection here.
but I can't determine the fake connection. How would I know?
You wouldn't until you find yourself obliged.
So this okay.
This is one of the things I'm hoping to read up on when I go to that cathedral.
You end up out in the forest with a whole pack of shape-shifted wolves.
Love it.
Running wild in a forest that is part real, part Feywild.
I was going to say,
Back in the
Chevelle
wild.
was
Back in Oberon's court. Love it.
It's probably the one day of the year where there's no real separation between the Feywild and the real world.
and Chevelle was a satellite was waiting for...
And what is Chevelle doing for this day? After much marshmallow cooking.
Oh, I was thinking that might happen in the evening. So
As in the day after the Moonlight Festival.
It's the Moon Festival, so you can do whatever you want for the day and night.
Yeah. So Chevelle will partake in celebration.
From your patron's perspective, he does support this festival, not that he cares whether you participate in it or not.
Yeah, Chevelle will participate and celebrate with others.
Can you be a
You'll
wolf?
beat up people in declaration.
I'll charge people to arm wrestles.
Okay, so I will give you an athletics check as you get many contenders wishing to test their might against you.
oh god, I thought something else was going to happen just then.
but it burns down the town.
First one is 27.
27. Okay, so yes, you win your first bout and get a proposition for marriage.
Proposition for marriage. I will pass on the marriage, but I will continue to arm wrestle.
Okay. In bout number 2, apparently I'm rolling the same number each time.
As am I, 27.
Okay, so in this one you actually get beaten.
Oh!
And you feel a lot of admiration for this Amazonian woman who has thrown you down like you were nothing.
Yeah. Interesting.
And she does the whole flex and show off her muscles to the crowd.
I think you have to offer marriage to her.
I was going to say, it might be a role reversal.
I roll the fetus strength.
And you see around her neck the holy symbol of Sith, as in SIF.
Yeah.
Otherwise known as Madura, one of the champions of women.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that's good.
Nice.
Well, of all the kingdoms in the Norse, Norvik is the only one that will accept all the gods of the Norse religion as willing to celebrate. Osland will honour Odin over everyone else. Everyone else is a secondary god. And the Sodaford Yaldoms are hit and miss. Loki has an entire town under his domain.
Okay.
Everyone dies there on a regular basis.
Interesting experience.
Dies and comes back?
No.
Just dies, okay.
Town gets rebuilt and then they all get slaughtered for a various reason down the track.
Isn't Loki also the fire god?
He does have access to fire, yes.
It's probably not somewhere you want to willingly go to live unless you're quite prepared to die.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just this is an intellectual academic discussion, not a I'm wanting to go there.
No. That's kind of my summary.
So yes, you find yourself battling with many proud warriors.
No plants, thank God. You're literally off with the wolves.
Running with the wolves tonight.
And if feats of strength are what it's all about, well, I am so scrawny, no one would be interested. I'd lose automatically.
Many of them are willing to fight anyone who wants to fight. No one is rejected based on their looks. It's an equal opportunity beating.
If you truly want to
I was
experience
going to say,
the
there's
culture,
a spotted lion who could
No,
participate in this.
I am spectating. I am an anthropologist in this situation. I am not participating.
In which case you're given lots of drinks.
Yeah.
Most people feel pity on you for not fighting and just give you a drink.
Okay.
No matter where you go. Whether you drink it or not.
I don't drink it or not. Okay, I'm offered lots of drinks.
you pass those drinks on to other people in the spirit of giving.
Okay, that's a good idea. This whole Fae thing is just, I don't know what to do.
So yes, there is much revelry to be had by people. The forests are teeming with much game and hunters.
Right.
Sometimes you're the hunter, sometimes you're the game.
I was about to say, which one are they?
When I do go pick up the diamond dust,
Mm-hmm.
do the jewelers have other jewels there?
They do.
Do they have anything that's particularly rare?
Some of them do have jewels that they say came from the realm of air.
Okay.
They look to be sort of mostly solid cloud.
Okay. And how much is it for one of these jewels?
No, they say.
Just thinking of getting
Asked
three.
what are you willing to trade for it?
What are you willing to trade for it? I don't know if we've got anything that's good enough.
Money.
Long list of magic items.
Money
no.
is the standard fare.
Money is a standard fare for some.
Does the jeweler
Others like many things.
Does the jeweler have the skill to craft those jewels,
And would it be of value for them if Calcrick's offered to cut extras for them to sell to increase their value? If they are of gem crafting cuttable type, if it's something he would do that with, like she's offering workmanship because she's got those certifications.
Okay, so it says you're a little big at the moment to fit into their shop.
I can change my size.
They welcome you into their little back area of their shop, and say if you can make them some spectacular creations, you can have those items as payment.
Okay, I'm willing to trade other things, but I wanted to give you something that's more unique.
Well, for them, the work is worth far more than the value of gold.
That's what I was thinking.
Because then they could sell something that's dragon made.
Yeah, and that's what she was thinking. That it might get them more money to have her do that work. So she'd be quite prepared to do.
Okay, so that would be a crafting check for you.
All
using
right.
your gem crafting profession.
What does that come under?
If you're proficient, it's your +4.
I should be. I'm proficient. I'm proficient in gem craft, jewel craft, coffee craft.
You should
Put a
wisdom.
craft next to it, and I'm proficient in it. No, not quite.
And I'm going to use this one with dexterity because it's about your fine movements.
Damn. I was gonna say. Although
It's not as bad as it could be.
So if it's +6, but basic save is 7, but
You're not worrying about the basic save. You add your dexterity bonus to +4
Okay.
because you've got the proficiency with the tool.
So it'd be +10 to the die roll.
Yes, the only time you use the saving throw or the is when you're asked to do a saving
I'm
throw.
worried at 22 is not enough to do a really good job. So I'm tempted to use one of my fate die to
You can use one of your fate dice if you wish to.
and I can take the best of the 2 rolls, is that
It
correct?
gives you advantage, so if you roll worse, you've still got a 22.
Yeah, because I want to give them the best I can. I'll be taking the 22, thank you very much.
Okay, so yes, you craft some amazing looking jewels.
Yeah, it's bad when it goes straight into the dice jail.
Hey, 22 is still good. A 30 plus would have been outstanding.
Yeah, well, that's what I was hoping to get.
And they give you 3 of their
3? Okay.
gemstones made from solidified cloud.
I asked them if they've got anything related to fire in gemstones, which I'm willing to just pay in straight coin.
Well, they don't really deal in fire gems. A little too dangerous for them.
What about a really nice ruby?
They've got rubies.
Really nice one?
They're nice one. They pull it out. 20,000 gold.
Oh God, I don't have 20,000 gold.
It's a really nice one.
It's really nice.
They've got a friend who's got a better one.
No, I'd like to have, well, actually I might have 20,000 gold, but I don't have 20,000 gold to spend.
It's the one his friend's got. He's currently selling for 1 million gold.
Yeah, let me just check how much gold I got in my item.
It's quite a rare gem.
Where is...
Those who look into it are said to be able to see into the plane of fire itself.
Where's the thing that tells me how much money I
Cheval
have?
might like that.
Cheval would probably like $1 million.
But he also adds, be careful what you wish for when you're looking into fire.
Cheval might like a $20,000 gemstone, but $1 million gemstone, but Calcrick's can't afford one.
Next thing I hear is, there's a heist planned. Enter heist music.
So what would a respectable ruby cost?
Well,
I don't want to insult the person. I want to work this gem as well.
as well, I have some unworked ruby material.
Okay.
He's happy to sell that for 5,000. It could probably be made into 2 or 3 rubies.
Okay. I will pay.
We have lots of ruby dust.
I'll pay the 5,000. Okay. Alright, so I'll pay the 5,000 for the unworked stone. I'm just keeping track of my
It is raw ruby. You could potentially turn it even into a animalistic shape. But it could make 3 gemstones.
Well, I am looking at turning part of it into a shape. I might have to turn all of it into a shape depending on the shape. I'll have to talk to you about my crafting ability. Okay, and so at the 3 air cloud stones as well. I then pull out from my bag a little piece that I've been working on. And I will show them. So I've been working on this over a little bit of time over the few games. So it's you can see that out of these gems, I'm trying to form a little dragon that looks very similar to myself. And I will say I'm looking for some small black stones to put in here in this space. Do you have any of those sorts of materials that I could use here?
Okay, he digs through his stuff and pulls out some onyx shavings.
I will take the onyx shavings. How much do they cost?
He's happy to gift them to you because they are offcuts that aren't useful for many things.
Oh.
He sometimes puts them into items, but not many people here like onyx settings.
Cool.
If you were to ask for jade or ruby, he would judge you because people love those things.
They do.
But no one really loves the black.
Well, as you can see from the shaping of the figurine, black is an essential part of what will be the end result. So I will thank them very silly for that. Eve will probably offer a cookie. And thank you for letting me finally visit a gem crafter. We should probably go to a ring store before we leave here and see whether or not we can get.
One day I'll have the money to buy one.
Oh, whether or not we finish with the fire trial or not, I want a ring of fire shielding. So maybe next session before we move on.
Yes.
But yeah, I did need those few items for finishing off my project.
You did manage to make it through the fire temple without challenging or beating anyone up. Yeah. Came close a couple of times. There would have been combat the entire way if you had have not known the sign or the passcode. Because the statement was, if you fail this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens.
Fortunate that Cheval...
and the closed-off passageway would have been open to lure people into the traps.
And the fortnight dance probably helped a lot. You never know when to add a little bit of fortnight into your game.
So all these nice little things they do there. So yes, you did manage to save yourselves from certain doom.
This is good.
Okay, so we have finishing off with M talking to Yamuga. What prayer does M put towards Yamuga?
Is she still there?
She should. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, let me just. Okay, I just went to the bathroom. Let me wander back.
Oh,
Sorry.
good. I timed it perfectly, apparently.
I was taking the opportunity to get some supplies.
Oh no, I could hear everything. I've got a wireless headset, so that helps. I wish you sorry, my brain is braining.
Know the feeling.
I knew you'd appreciate saying that. I wish you were a happy Moon Festival. I know I haven't being able to participate with my people in regards to this festival. And maybe one day I will be able to. But just know that like I sort of wish well in spirit.
Okay, so while you do that, when you finish your prayer, you hear a chorus of other people calling out to Yamuga. And you have a feeling of Yamuga answering each and every one of them.
Unlike two back.
With assurance, love, and praise.
Jeez.
And you find yourself having a vision of the current White Horse Festival and seeing the spirit of the animal rise up and take its place as the spiritual protector of the horses, as the previous one is given leave to pass on to Yamuga's realm.
Calcrix is if she ever hears about these prayers that you do, she's totally considering adding another god to her list.
She's also considered to be Mother Nature at times.
Well, you and I still have a
also
still have
known as
a
Terra. Her name to most people is Terra.
Terra. Okay, that's not who am I? Faunus and something.
So Terra, like Ixion, is the leader of her sphere of power.
So the two I primarily commune with was Irindal and Faunus, I recall.
But Zal and I still have to have a joint. I can't think of what it's called.
Discussion.
Appeal to Yamuga for advice about how Calcrix can make reparations for one of the things her party did that she feels can't be left without making reparations. She was going to do that with Zal, so she might hear about this and she might end up adding yet another god to... There's only 3 at the moment, so she's kind of lucky.
It's okay, there's just another 177 to add to the list. Because there's 180 all up.
She's going to try and keep her list of people she prayers to kind of shorter than her pen pal list.
Listen, we're not trying to fill the Pokedex of gods.
No.
You can't catch them all.
She's not. She really isn't, because it takes time and coffee. And even Calcrix can only take 3 to 4 cups of coffee late at night. She's thinking she's going to have to switch to tea for some of her gods.
But we do have Zal feeling the love and devotion of his god, which doesn't always come.
Mm-hmm.
And the feeling that the...
probably have silent ears sort of coming down my eyes in terms of sadness for the horse, but also happiness that he'd been able to ascend to sort of take over.
And you realise it is one of Artemis's brothers.
So a little bit more sadness.
Yeah, and maybe something to tell Artemis that one of his kin has been able to ascend, which is
Has
probably
been
a
honoured.
bit being related.
Yeah.
Well, you know that Artemis is on the list of those that may be chosen.
I know.
They're always a celestial horse.
Yeah.
And if you pass on that news to Calcrix the next morning, she'll definitely have more respect and appreciation for Artemis as well. Because of the sacrifices celestial horses make for the protection of other horses, because she likes animals. She's kind of like a 3-year-old. Whenever she sees an animal, she wants to chase after it and cuddle it.
And when Zal wakes up, you have a picture of a Axbeak looking down at you, Chocobo. And you hear it say one word. Coffee? As we'll finish the session with that.
Oh god, no.
Coffee usually means Chocobos killed people.
Yeah.
Which means
It wasn't-
Barrior is not entirely unhappy with this situation because it's awfully amusing and entertaining.
Well, I mean, it was a night of people challenging each other in combat. Chocobo is unlikely to pass that opportunity up.
Mm-hmm.
I really need to find horse and put Chocobo next to horse again.
I think we have to finish our 5 trials, so we need to hope that Yodri is available next session to complete the water trial, or that somehow one of us is able to assist with that.
Defeat the leader of the water
No,
cult.
complete the trial, don't defeat anyone.
Well, we can't
Well,
participate in the trial because we're not members.
Yeah.
And the only way to do it otherwise is to challenge the leader.
Well, I don't know, it depends on how quickly you can become a member and how fast you can read a book.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
know, there was that genie before. We could always track them down and say, I wish I was a member of the Crushing Wave cult and that I knew the book by...
Wish I was the leader of the Crushing Wave cult.
No,
No?
a member,
Okay, cool.
a member of the Crushing Wave cult, so that I can participate in the trial.
Do you want to just skip the cut out the middleman?
Wish you were, there was a
I
slight
know.
problem.
I know what I was asking for. I got it.
You just wished you were, not that you are.
Yeah,
You did the past tense, not current.
true.
Just the GM pointing out the actual mistake in the statement.
So-
So
it would have to
I
be-
was thinking I was going to get oh, get this. This is your new character sheet. Here you go. Oh, crap. Alright.
So yes, in your past, you used to be the leader of the. You know, crap.
Yeah. It would become pointless. No, I am absolutely joking about using a genie for a wish. That is not a good idea.
Well, the Ifriti especially because they always twist it.
That's exactly why.
And luckily for Zol, so for Chevelle asked something relatively simple. Because the door was actually there, he just didn't notice it until the Ifriti pointed it out. So the Ifriti didn't actually grant anything, but said wish granted and pointed at the doorway.
Hilarious.
Why do these things always happen when I go to the classroom?
Timing?
I'm not so good at the time.
Okay, so you want to add anything before I put it into end credits? And images of a Axbeak staring at Zal?
No, I'm fine with the image of the axe staring at Zell.
Booze.
No, coffee.
Booze.
Coffee.
Booze.
No, the axe has had food. It now wants coffee.
Yeah, Zol sort of furrows his brow and then, yeah, correct.
Yeah, come on. That's like how you die.
Okay, going to end credits and then chat to you after.
One day, Josh, you'll play an entire session using that Australian accent and Chocobo as your character. I am living for that day.
Listen, I have many accents that I really want to bring out this year, and I'm hoping because of Martin's future plans for a random session where we can just take a break from all the main ones. I have an absolute beautiful accent coming for that.
I was going to say the My Little Pony G.I. Joe game.
Well, the first one will be just the My Little Pony.
Yep.
Getting used to the rule set.
Yep.
Okay, so going to end credits.